In most labs we make data tables to keep data, and this is just a quick tutorial on how you would go about making a data table. First thing I suggest students do is make a box that takes up about half of a piece of paper or so. Require that it's ruler neat, so it has to have very straight lines, and use a ruler to do that. Highly recommend pencil as well. First thing I tell students to do is draw 2 lines across the top, so it looks like that, and then draw a line about 1/3 of the way down that looks like this. Then you're going to always put your independent variable right there and your dependent variable over here. Now, with your independent variable, you don't write independent variable in there. You actually would replace it with what the independent variable is in your specific lab, also with the dependent variable. And if there were units like meters or centimeters, you would put those in there in parentheses with units. I bracketed everything in brackets just to let you know you replace what I wrote with what's happening in your lab. Then you put a title on there. The title should include the 2 variables and then any detail that you could add. So independent variable versus dependent variable, and then any detail. We just did the bottle lab, so it might be something like temperature of bottle versus number of quarter jumps per minute, something like that. We don't normally use that box, so I put an X through it. And then add your trials, how many trials you did. In this case 5 plus an average. There's nothing magic about the 5 trials. It could be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trials. Yours just has to hold however many trials you did for the lab. In my example I used 5. I usually have kids space out the writing for trials, trial 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and average, then add their lines down like that. It tends to make it neater. It's better than erasing lines if you misspace it. And then finally, what you're going to put in that empty box on the left there is what's called experimental groups. And experimental groups are the number of times you change the independent variable. So I'm just using X's there to represent the number of times you change the independent variable. This would have 5 experimental groups in this example, and then draw your lines through there. Referencing the bottle lab again, there was actually only 2 experimental groups. The cold bottle and the warm bottle. Technically it's better to have more experimental groups than just 2. So having 5 to 10 is more preferable than just 2. So that's the basics on a data table. Thanks for watching.